here we are. I have set up the board. So we are going to be starting here. Now, you notice I am not using the ship. The only reason I'm not using the ship is because that way you can see that I am playing Fira Mewing. If we come over here slowly, you can see there is Fira Mewing's interesting little board. And this is our ship board. We start with 1 cannon, 2 sails. And the idea of the game, this is a solo playthrough. And what we're going to be doing is trying to avoid G1, G2, and G3 while we go around and try to get 6 clues to win the game. So what we're going to be doing is taking our 6 clues and we have to bring them back to our home port, which is here. The first thing we do is to put our opponents on, and here are our opponents. And the way that works is we're basically going to flip a clue over and it says Bogey Cliffs, and we're going to look for Bogey Cliffs. So one of the rules is I can't be more than 2 spaces away from a starting space, so we're good. There's 2 spaces here, and there's the starting spaces around, so Bogey Cliffs is good for G1. Then we'll pull out the next one is Lotus Golf. Let's see if we can find that one quickly. Now this is within a starting space, so we can't use that, so we're just going to flip that over and get the next one, which is Birdie Cove, because it's a Birdie Cove. Again, Birdie Cove is within 2 spots. Nautilus Shores. There's Nautilus Shores, so we're going to put G2 here. And for our last clue is Blossom Sherry. Yeah, nope, that's right there. Nope. Albatross Neck. There it is. And it's not within, so there we go. So this is not a good setup for me because right away, if I'm within 2 at the end of a turn, I am going to get nailed. And they're going to try to blow me up. So this is going to be a hard-fought game. I can tell right now. I actually can have myself a clue. So this is our first clue. We have to go to Triton's Trumpet, which is way over here. And we'll just mark that with a purple so you can see it on the board. Actually not. Let's get a better color. How about green? So there we go. There is our Triton's, so we know where we're going. And we'll just put that there. We'll put these clues back down. So we have to do it within 15 turns. You can see my little meeple right here. That's going to count down our turn. We have 15 turns to get 6 clues and win the game. This is the solo setup. So let's hope for the best, but plan for the worst. So let's get going, folks. So one of the things we want to do from our starting space is we're going to want to find some spices and make some gold in order to come over to one of these 3 outposts in order to be able to up our clues, because we're going to need 6 clues to finish. Triton's Trumpet is way down in the corner, and we have to travel through these ships, and we may or may not survive getting there because these guys are going to take pot shots at us. I only have 1 cannon. Each of these have 2 cannons. Every time I sink one of these ships, though, they are going to get an extra cannon. Fortunately, I don't think my priority really isn't sinking them. My priority is to stay away from as much as I can. As long as I'm outside of their range, which is 2, I should be okay. Or else they're just going to come right to me and take a pot shot. And the way combat works is they will use their cannon, and when they take a shot, they will roll their 2 dice, and which are ammo, and they have unlimited ammo. And every 4, they're going to get a hull hit on me, which we will mark off on our life. And then at that point, we are going to take damage to our life. Then we may sink. If we sink, we're going to lose all our clues that we've collected, and we're going to have to start over. Basically, that'll be the end of the game. It's unfortunate that they're starting right here. Now, this is supposed to be the easy setup, but apparently not so easy for me. So we're going to try to get some quests. We're going to try to get some loot because we can, and we're going to, most of all, we want clues. So this is going to be a difficult for us to try to get past these ships and not get blown to bits. But that is how this game is going to play. So let's get down to the board, and we're ready for our first turn. So we are ready to go. We have some very interesting choices due to the setup. There's G1, G2, G3. They both have their 2 cannons. I have my 5 cannons. I have 2 sails. And my first clue is over there, though I can buy more clues at trading posts if I have 3 gold and a spice, I believe. Yes, so I have to find some spice. I'm going to try to skirt around here and stay out of their way for the time being. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use up my first move. And then I'm going to use my 2 sails, which gives me +2 movement. That takes me right to this conch atoll. And I will be able to take it, and it is lumber. Because it's our first trip to the atoll, we will be able to actually put a coin down. Oops. And as you can see, I'm using slightly different coins only because of the size of the coins. They're just a little larger, a little easier to see on the board. That is the turn. I've stopped there, which means I can also take a quest card. And the quest is take a canvas and a medal to the scroll-bound library. That is right over there. I have to find quests and medals. You can see how quickly that is our first turn. Now it is our turn. These 2 will not move, but because I'm within 2, G3 is going to come right over to here, and he is going to fire on me. We love being fired upon, because that is our favorite activity. Well, I'm embarrassed to say that I had a coughing fit right about here. You notice my headphones because I'm actually at my editing computer. So excuse the next little bit. I skipped over a turn. The ship rolled a natural 12. I took three hits to the hull, and then I moved off to the island out of range. And that's what you missed on 1 turn. We will resume the game and continue on where I don't have that problem. Sorry about that. So the next turn, we've ticked down. We can go through another treacherous sea. We will turn over our sails. I think the first thing that we're going to do is move 1 action point and move to a stormy sea. I'm going to take another action point and move to the island of Lotus Gulf. We're going to turn this over for more canvas. We don't need more canvas, though I do get another coin. I have 1 more action point left. I have 1 more sail left. I'm certainly going to go 1, 2. And that is the end of the turn. You can see how quick these turns are and how hard this particular game is in solo mode. So, what is going to happen now is we are going to reset our sail. Actually, we used our sail. So we're going to reset our sails. We are down on our 3rd turn. We have not used a clue whatsoever or delivered a quest. The problem trying to get to the trading posts, of course, is that there are things in the way. However, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to move to this location. That is 1. And we're going to interact with it. There is some gems. I'm really looking for spice. So what I'm going to do now for my second move is go 1, 2, use both my sails, so my action and both my sails. And I do need to take a coin for that. And we'll turn this over, and it is a medal. So I've got two more coins. So I'm going to take a 5 and take away 3. That is the last of my turn. That is the last of my turn. And you can see I really haven't done a good job here. Okay. There are nobody within my reach, so to speak. I do have a fair bit of gold, which is good. So the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to move into the treacherous sea. Now we have a +1 on our dice. So really anything 3, 4, or 5 is going to do it for us. A 1 again. Oh. I am not doing really well here. And we will put the dice on our +2 spot. So that is our first move, our first action point. Our second action point plus the sail will get us into the storm. The third action point, I'm actually going to go here on a outpost, and we're going to interact with the outpost. So we are going to interact, I should say, with that outpost. The first thing we're going to do is I want to build that other sail. So I'm going to use the 3 coins that I have, and we'll just put them off to the side. And I'm going to use my canvas to build the third sail. So I have the maximum number of sails. And then I'm going to use 3, which gives me 2 left, to fix one of the hull spots. And with 1 more to go, that is an interaction. I'm not going to have enough action points to go here, which is where I want to go. So we're just going to take our last action point and move into the space here. That is the end of the turn. We are going to tick up to turn 4. We're playing it kind of conservatively. There is really no time for conservative play here. Anyway, we're back to my turn. The first thing I have to do is I'm going to have to go into the storm sea. But that's okay. I used 1 action point, 1 sail, and we are there. Now I'm going to go into Triton's trumps. We have spice, and that's kind of what we were looking for. Some spice. Because we want clue cards, and lots of them. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a spice. And in fact, we're going to get rid of our lumber. I believe you can actually just get rid of our lumber because I don't really want it. And there we go. And I'm going to turn in for an action point. I am going to turn in with Triton's trumpet. I'm going to spend my last action point to turn in this clue, which is going to give me a loot. Now I'm going to keep this in front of me. I'll put that here because I have to return this here at the end. So I am going to take loot, and we have an auxiliary cannon. Treat this card as an additional cannon. This is wonderful. Whoops. And this is something I certainly would want to play onto my ship. So I at least have 2 cannons now. And that is the end of my turn. We are not within 3, but we do want to get around to here, even though we're going to probably want to fix our ship again. And we can sell loot too as well to outposts and trades. I think you can sell both. No, I just think on trades. Let's just see. Trades, I can sell loot points. Yeah, my loot card or mat card for 3 coins. So, woof. And because we ended our turn, I could take another quest. Hopefully, maybe it's some spice. Oh, canvas and lumber. Even with the world in turmoil, the objective, lumber and canvas. We're going to tick up to the 5th turn, so I don't think we're going to get 6 delivered, though we did pick 1. Oh, and the one thing we do have to do is we pick the next clue card. The map clue says we are going to go to Lettuce Sands, which is hopefully close. Oh, I don't know where Lettuce Sands are. Let's take a look where Lettuce Sands are. So Lettuce Sands is right down here. So we'll just put a little marker here so we know where we're going next. We have 2 spice. Hopefully we don't get sunk, because if we sunk and lose that clue, this is bad. And the only way to get the trading post is to put myself in range of the ship. Not very good. And we don't even have 3 gold to actually trigger to get another clue card at this point. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn over our sail. We are going to go over to here. So that's one. We're going to use an action point and 2 sails to put us in with the ship. We're going to turn that over. It is lumber. And we have the first time we're visiting, so we actually get another coin. Back up to 3. I don't think we're going to take a quest. I'd like to continue. I'm going to move to an action point plus my last sail. And then I'm going to use my last action point, unfortunately, to go into the trading post. Which is not a bad thing. I am going to sell one of these spices. Actually, I'm going to take the spice and 3 of my coins and take a clue card into my hand. Because I can have up to 3 clues. I have to go to Orchard Vale and spend an action. Sorry about that. I went dark because the battery power of my little lamp just went poof. It only lasts about an hour or so, and I've been using it pretty heavily. I'm going to have to close it in, but I put on the bigger lights. So I have now interacted with here. I have turned in a spice and 3 to grab another clue, so I have 2 clues in my hand. This is the end of my turn. The risk at this point now is, of course, that Mr. G2 is going to go right to here. He has 2 ships, or 2 cannons. As long as he has less than 8, I will live through this. And he has rolled a 5, a 3 and a 2. I do take a hit, but at least I live through it for a turn. And now we're back to my turn, where all the sails are here, where we know where the spice is. And we know we have at least 2 clues. One at Orchard right here. And we can spend an action point here. And that might be the good thing to do right now. Though 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we can probably get away and go back over here. And I can always sell a loot card too. So if I take a loot card at the Orchard Vale, we will be good. So the first thing I'm going to do, and then we're going to come down here and we're going to try to repair our ship. Hopefully we'll have enough money. We can probably sell something, because we can interact for free and sell something. Okay, so in my first turn, and we're going to tick up to 6. We are going to move 1, 2, using a sail. So 1 action point plus a sail. We are going to land on this island. We're going to turn this over, and it is a gem. And I am going to take the gem, because I'm going to build up some gold here. I do have a clue, so I'm going to use up an action point to actually put up the Orchard Vale clue. which is good. So I have 2 out of the possible 6 that I could do. I take another clue card, and it is King's Helmet, which happens to be there. Now, the problem with King's Helmet, of course, is it's right in the middle of 2 different ships. So that is not a good thing for me. On our third, I am going to go third action. I'm coming over to the trading post. I'm going to sell my gems, and gems get 2 gold. I'm tempted to get another clue card, so I'm going to sell my cannon. Even though it's loot, it's worth 3 gold, and then I'm going to take my spice, and I'm going to take another loot card, another clue card, because clues are more important than actually being able to use a cannon. And I got to go to Delilah's Demise. And we're going to just search for Delilah's Demise. We have identified Delilah's Demise, of course, right there next to the ship. I'm really going to have to... I've only got 2 gold. And 4, I'm really going to have to... I have no money to buy anything. Wow. I could take a couple gems, come back here, get 4, come back here and repair for 2 hull space. That might be the way to go here. And try to get down here and take the wrath of this guy away. Okay, so I think we've got our plan here. So we are going to tick down to the next turn. And so far we've only finished 2 of the 6 quests. I am going to come over to here. I'm going to use 1 plus a sail. And I'm going to interact with the gems here. And I'm going to put 2 gems into my whole space. If I could get 2 gems out. There we are. So I'm going to put 2 gems into the whole space. Then I'm going to use my second action point to come over here with the sail. And that takes me into there with the sail. That takes me back to the trading post. Now I can sell my gems for 4. So now I have 6. And then I can go 1 and use my other sail for 2. And that takes me to the end of the turn. I'm not within 2. So what we're going to try to do is try to get down here and only take that little bit of damage. So what's going to happen now, of course, is everything gets refreshed. You can see how hard it is to play when we're trying to avoid the ships as quickly, and we're trying to maximize our move as much as we can. So we have that going. We will tick this down. We only have a few turns left, but we do have some in close proximity. So the first move I'm going to make is into the outpost. I am going to spend all 6 to repair myself. So that is our first action. Our second action is to go into the storm, use a sail as well. And our third action is to go to Albatross Island. We will turn this over. It is spice, which is nice. We will get a single coin for that. I wonder if I could get an easier quest. And I can take a quest if I stop. I'm not stopping there, though. That's the problem. I'm going to stop here. So, well, not quite this turn. Wow. Either or is going to give me into that spot here. So I'm going to take a shot over here because I want him to move. Okay, so we're going to take our last action point. We're going to use our sail, move into the stormy sea, and I don't see why I can't use the last sail to land me here. 1, 2, but we are in range here. So first thing we're going to do is turn this over, which is metal. I do get a gold for that. And I can turn in lettuce sands for my third clue. I will pick up another clue card, and it's Condor's Flight. I'm just going to look for that and mark it. And you can see I found it right here. So we really aren't going to get away with anything. And of course, then G1 is going to go 1, 2. And he says, "Arr, matey, we are going to fire on you." And let's just hope that we don't get a high number. He rolls an 8. That means I am going to take 2 hits. Fortunately for us, we can take 2 hits. Not kindly, but we can take the 2 hits. Phew. Wow, we just made it. Because if we sink, we'll lose all 3 of this, and this will be the end of the game. So we do not want to sink. We don't have enough money to sail here. So what are we going to do? Okay, we have 3 clues here. 1, 2, 3. But I think we're going to have to make some money here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tick down. We're going to take our sails back. I mean, this time I've got 3 out of the 6. I could try to get to the gems, come back here, and then come back here. Can I make the gems? That would be 2. That would be 2. I can grab a gem. Yeah, that would be pretty much just the last action point, and then I'm still right there and get myself kicked off at. Okay. So I wonder if I could get away from this guy here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the seas here, which of course is going to cost me 1. So that cost me 2. I am going to go into here for 3. So that's the next action point. I'm going to use a sail here to put myself here. And I'm able to now to King's Hamlet. Where is that one? There it is. King's Helmet, I should say. That gives us our 4th. I can interact. I can take the 2 metal. Now, metal's not worth a lot, but you know, I can conceivably sell it or buy a cannon. But let's just take it in here for now. Because we sold we used a clue, we can take another clue. So we have 4 out of the 6 clues. Staghorn Reef. It would be nice if there was one right close by. Staghorn Reef, right there. So we might be in good shape, actually. We solve this one. Oh, I had to spend an action point for that, so I don't know whether I want to solve that one yet or not. So we're going to let's just reset that for a second, folks. Because I am not sure that is the smartest move on our part. So let's just rethink this. You know, we can have a do-over. Why not? Think of it as a learning experience. So I might have to take 2 turns to do this. And I need money too. That's too much of a risk. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 and a sail. And then we're going to go in here. We're going to take a look what's there. There's still metal there. Still a good idea maybe to take that at least 1 maybe. So that is our first action point. We get a coin, as you know. I think what we'll do is move into the next stormy sea. And use another sail to get us to Blossom Scary, which is some lumber, and I think that's a good thing to take, because I believe actually one of my quests actually does that. So let's just see what we have for quests. Sure enough, we have canvas. Oh, metal, metal and canvas. Oh, well, we don't. We have lumber and canvas, metal and gems. So we have a few things. That is our second turn. And our next turn, we will use our last sail and our last action point to go into the storm. Actually, we're going to stay here, actually. The only reason being is if I go into the storm, I will wind up taking some damage here. Actually, though, I could go into one of these starting tiles for 1 and spend my 3 to get back a whole space. Whew. It's getting tough out there. It is getting tough. I have no money. I have stuff on the board that I can't get to. And we have quests that I really can't do much about at this point. We have Condor's Flight. They're down there. Both of them within range. We are down to turn 10. No ship is up. Oh, yes, that's right. That's right. And our ship is here. Now we have to move. So our best bet is to try to get over to here, perhaps. Get some more money. Maybe we can get a quest and turn in something that's a little easier for us. First thing I'm going to do is going to move 1, which is an action point. Then I'm going to move 2. I might as well take. Oh, I already have a lumber. 2. I'm going to use 2. Oh, I should have turned these over. So I've used an action point and a sail to get me there for the second turn. For the third turn, we're going to go here. But we don't have an action point to go here. We could take a chance here. So we're going to go into the treacherous sea, and we're going to take our chance. We have +2. So basically anything that's not a 1 or a 2 is going to be good for us. We roll a 2. Oh my God. 2 plus 2 is 4. Oh, actually we're good. So we are going to kick out somewhere safe, which is right here, because we get a free action. We will turn this over. It is canvas. And we will take a coin. And I'm going to get rid of the metal to pick up a canvas. So I'm going to drop the metal on that island. Somebody else can find it later. And that is the 3 turns. I am not within 2, so I'm going to reset all my sails. Though I am on the 11th turn now. I have 1. We have a couple of things that we can do here now. Let's just see what we have here. We have a canvas and lumber right there. And we're going to go to Boulderport, which is up here. Wow, okay. That will give us some gold and prosperity. Doesn't give us our clue. However, It will give us some gold if we can get to Boulder's Point. I think the best thing for us is to take our sail, one, into here. Then we're going to use another, then we come out for an action point, but I can use another sail to go here. Another sail to go here. And I really don't have any action points at this point, so we're just going to stay there. We're still nobody at 2. We're going to bump up. We're going to turn our sails over. Oh my gosh. We are getting down to the end of the game here. We are down on turn 13 out of possible 15. We have still only have our 3 clues. But I think we're good here. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the first action point to go here. And I'm going to use a sail, because you have to use the, either 2 action or, and then I'm going to use the sail to go 1 more, which gives us into this space, which is canvas, which allows us to deliver the clue to Della's Demise. Right there, Della's Demise. That gives us our 4th clue. We can pick another clue card. I'm actually having really fun, and that is going to be right here. So we might be clear to be able to get, if we can sail. That's the thing. We've got to be able to pick up this one and get back here in time. I still have 2 more action points. So I'm going to take 1 action point to come here, 2nd action point to come here. That's fine. We have our, so we've used up, we can deliver our quest, which is our canvas and lumber. This allows us to take 3 prosperity, which we're really not particularly worried about in this game. And we actually still have all 5 dice here. 3 prosperity. We will take a loot. Well, I don't know what the loot will be. It is a automatically succeed at a treacherous sea. That is absolutely marvelous. We are going to hand this in. We're going to get 2 gold as well. And we'll put that there. Now that we have 2 gold, we can have 3 gold, and we're going to take back a hole. And that is it for our turn. We are in good shape, maybe. We are down to turn 14. We're making an effort out of this. So we are making an effort out of this. So we've taken back our turn. We get back our action points. So what do I need to do? I'm going to have to come all the way here. If I can get here, here, and then make it back. That is going to be the tough go here, even with 3 sails. So let us get there. So the first action point, bang, bang. We are going to use another action point. We're going to use an action point plus a sail. I'm going to use the other sail to get onto this island, so I don't use an action point. Use the 2nd action point to take our quest card that is at Condor's Flight. So we have 5 out of the 6. We're also the first one here, which is a spice. I could fill it with spice if I want. Why not? Maybe I can sell it. I don't think we're going to have time to sell spice. So, we have a decision to make. We're going to use our 3rd action point. We are going to come into the treacherous sea. We don't use a point for that, because I'm going to use my loot card, which is the monster repellent, which is 1-time use. So we're going to repel that kraken. Woohoo! So we won't be using that loot card. So he's going to kick us out. So the first thing we are going to do is get kicked out for a free move. Nope, forgot to set. So that is our first move into the kraken. Then we get kicked out for the free move. Then we're going to move again. We're going to move into this atoll here for our, and then on our third action, we're actually going to use the King's Helmet. That gives us all 6 at this point, I hope. Well, if I didn't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The question is, can we get back here? We have no action points that we are in 2, so G2 is coming up. Unless he rolls a 12, we should be okay. If he rolls a natural 12, it is game over for me. I will lose all 6 clues. We have done a great job of avoiding the troops. So let's roll, as long as we don't have a natural 12. Whoop, there's a 2. Well, that's a good thing. And a 3. So he's only going to hit me once. Phew. And that is the ship's turn. It is back to me. I was turn 14. This is turn 15. I made a bit of a mistake, but we have all our sails, all our action points. So basically, we just have to get to our side of the map. 1, 2. So the first thing we're going to do is he's going to move 1 action point to here. And then he's going to use a sail to go here. A sail to go here. Phew, that is 1 action point, or 2 action points. We're not going to die. We are going to roll our navigation dice. We may take a hit. So let's put our, where is our blue dice? There is a blue dice somewhere. Oh no. Probably put it back. We will roll the blue dice. We'll get a free move if we roll a 3, 4, 5, or 6, or we're going to take a hull damage if we don't. We rolled a 3, so we are going to take a hull damage. That's too bad because we don't get the free move. But we have 1 last action point, 1 sail left. So we take our action point, hike our sails, and we make it back to hull point with our 6 clues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, one of them is a... and that is quests and cannons. That is the solo run through using the sail option, using the 2 versus 2 versus 2 board, and that is a unique game. So this, I really did like the solo. It did make me really think. I don't promise I didn't make any mistakes, but this is a good game, guys. I have some final thoughts that we're going to go over. We'll clean up this, final thoughts, and then, as far as I'm concerned, back this game. So the last thing I wanted to show you, actually, before I put it all away and before final thoughts, is when I cleaned it up, I took all the bags out, basically, because bags drive me nuts. And now everything is organized into either geek boxes, which I love to use, and there's 3 of them in here, as well as regular restaurant portion cups. These are plastic. I can buy 100 of them for $20 or so at the local grocery market, and they have lids, and they fit really fine, and they make for a really good organization. So you can see a few under there as well. Yeah, if only I could have put it all back together again. So I just thought I'd show you that before. Whoops, I'm reaching down to grab the rules back on top, just to show you that I just organized it just a little bit nicer than what it came to me with. And I always believe that we should probably leave things for the next person in this chain of content creators. So that is what I'm going to. That is how the game is organized after I got done with it. Not perfect, but again, Eric says that there is going to be a storage solution that comes with this game. So let's wait for that. So on to final thoughts. Well, this was Quests and Cannons. This is a fabulous game. I think Eric Geller has done an amazing job for a first-time creator. I believe this is going to fun without a doubt. And in fact, I would encourage you, and I don't say this often, I would encourage you to back this when it comes to Kickstarter. This is, I wouldn't say it's a filler because of the length of the game. I think this game is probably going to be a little bit longer than the 20 minutes per player. I think, though, in terms of components, if he stays true to the components that I'm seeing here in the prototype, the components are great. And I hope this continues to be the quality of the components. I would love to see deluxe components, pardon me, acrylic. There is some acrylic floating around here. I'd love to see an offering of acrylic components. I love quality of life. I know that will raise the price of the game probably by $30 or $40 to offer deluxe components. I would love to see a neoprene mat as well. But I don't know what's in store for the Kickstarter coming up. I think this rules-wise is very, very simple. You move, you gather, interact with islands, trading posts, and outposts, and you fire on people. I think the more players that you're going to play, the more chances of that interaction of firing on players is going to be there. Whether you're doing a free-for-all, of course, if you're playing a 4 or 5 player free-for-all, it's going to be crazy. But if you're playing a 2 versus 2 versus 2, the board is going to have lots of ships, and you're going to blow up people. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I think people like that, so there's that take that element of this game. Though it is more an inconvenience than it is a hardship. Yes, if you do get blown up and you sink, you're going to lose you're going to use quests and these clues over here and bad things, but you're just going to respawn and take off again. So there's no huge penalty. So very Euro-like. You're not out of the game. You just take a penalty and you continue on with the game, which is a very nice aspect. I believe he said 14 and up. I'm thinking you could probably do 12. There's a few kids in our group that I could probably teach this even at 10 years old. It's not a hard game, but there is some strategy and there is some reading skills that you're going to need in order to make this game work for a younger player. So probably 12 to 14 is probably a good age range right there. The play is easy. The play is simple. I think I referred to the rules once through all of this, and therefore it's a good flowing game. I thought the game flowed. I don't think anybody's going to get analysis paralysis with this. This is a fabulous game that I would add to my collection because I like these types of games. It has a solo mode, which is, of course, very attractive to me as a solo player, though. But for now, this is a fabulous game. I highly recommend it. It is fun to play. I can't say much more than this is a game that if you're going to back any one sort of medium game this year on Kickstarter, Questions Cannons is coming. So this is Harry Jacobs. I am the North of 60 Gamer. If you like what you heard today, please subscribe. Hit the like button. If you want more notifications, please hit the bell. If you have anything to say, make some comments about it. If you find that I made a mistake, and it's possible I made mistakes all over the place here, I'm going to try to ferret those out as I edit, and I will put them in the subtitles. I will put anything else into the Klingon channels, so please let me know if you find something in the comments. As always, I hang around on Board Games for One, Board Game Revolution, everything board games, solo board games for those solo board gamers, and a couple other sites. Please reach out. Please say hi. If you have any suggestions, please make them. I am here to help you get into this hobby and play games, because that's what I want you to do with your life. Play games. It's a pity work gets in my way, but I do set aside time for games. So thank you very much. I am out of here for this particular episode, and have a great week, life, year. Winter is coming. I live in Northwest Territories.